Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I actually have had quite a few people message me and say, Don, be careful because I think there's COVID on your ship. Well, yes, it's absolutely true. There is COVID on this ship. And guess what? Technically now, I've been on 4 cruises since the restart. I've been on the Celebrity Edge. I was on 2 separate Alaska cruises back to back, on the Majestic Princess, and now I'm on this 15-day Panama Canal on the Emerald. And there has been COVID on every single ship I've been on. Am I panicked? Did I catch it? No. Did people end up in the hospital? From what I've seen on every single one of the cases, not one person ended up in hospital. They've just been isolated. And that's where we are right now. There's still COVID across the United States, across Canada, across the UK, across the world. But we're learning how to mitigate it. And especially on the cruise ships, with the vast majority of people vaccinated, even if you catch it, it's very, very mild in the most cases. You might feel a little queasy for a few days. You might get the runny nose for a few days. You might lose your taste for a little while, but you're not in hospital and you're not passing away. And the vast majority of people who have tested positive on the cruise ships end up being isolated and then retested a few times and end up before the end of the cruise testing negative and able to get off. So am I worried about COVID on this ship? Nope, I'm not. And out of anybody, if you think about my history, for those of you who are new or just watching this video and don't really know the channel too much, I've had 3 lung surgeries, 2 liver surgeries, 1 colon surgery, 18 months of chemotherapy, 6 weeks of radiation in the past 5 years. So I've had tons and tons of operations, tons and tons of things on, like this is a respiratory illness, and I've had 3 operations on my lungs and pieces of my lungs are removed. And yes, I am one of those high risk people. However, because of my exercise routine and things like that, I've started building up my immunity again. My doctors say my immunity is really good. Getting much better considering all the chemo I've had and everything. And with all my exercising I've been doing, especially lately with doing my 10,000 steps a day at home, and now I've started exercising on the treadmills when I'm on the cruise ships. That's helping me as well with my lung capacity and my overall health. So I feel much better. I'm not really concerned. If I come down with it, I think I will still be okay. Who knows? It affects everybody differently, right? But, all signs are looking. I've been vaccinated twice. I have, good immunity right now, and I'm pretty healthy. So I think I will be one of those people who would just come down with minor effects, and that's what we have to live to expect right now, right? We have to think about all those things. So don't worry, I feel very confident here on the cruise ship. And now I have some cruise news, including masking and Australia. But before I get into that, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Really helps the channel. If you really want to keep up to date with all the cruise news, all the changing protocols, all the ship launches and ship reviews, it really helps the channel out, and I would really appreciate it. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to go on a cruise ship where I have to mask. Do you have to wear a mask everywhere you go? Well, it depends on what cruise line you're going on. For instance, Celebrity Cruise Line right now, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. I believe Norwegian Cruise Line is now doing the exact same thing. You don't have to wear a mask. Here on Princess, up on the upper decks outside, you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask while you're eating. But And technically, they only want you to wear a mask when you're in crowded areas indoors, but I don't see anybody walking around anywhere down the corridors, anywhere indoors and not wearing a mask. I think, and that's been on this ship and both of my cruises on the Majestic Princess. I think people are just adhering to indoors we'll wear a mask except when we're eating or drinking, and outdoors we'll take our masks off. So that's how Princess is right now, even though they don't state you have to wear it everywhere. It's just recommended. As far as Carnival is concerned, they are going into places now that you don't have to wear it in every situation on the ship, and the same with Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean has designated events and designated areas where if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. For instance, they will have a vaccinated only theater and a theater show. So when you get on there and you're doing your entertainment and you're doing things like that, you don't have to participate, and you can take that mask off. You can sit there and enjoy it. You can have a drink. You can breathe. Let's just say that. And relatively feel pretty safe that the majority, there's still spacing out on board. Remember, the cruise ships are not at 100% capacity yet. In fact, this cruise ship is like 20% capacity. That's how empty this one is. So yeah, mask wearing, check the policies on the cruise line you're looking at booking. If you don't want to wear a mask at all, then look at the cruise lines that right now are not requiring you to wear one. However, remember that CDC guidelines is going to become recommended only and voluntary starting January 15th. And I think the cruise lines are, as soon as they can, are going to want to just nix that mask mandate. And now what might be just a hint of positive news for cruising in Australia. We've actually started to hear some politicians talking about getting cruising restarted in 2022. And I think the current no sail order there, ban on cruise ships, ends this December. And they're talking about January restarts. And that's the first time we've actually heard politicians come out and say, we have to get this going. And so that's a good sign. However, when they're coming out, they're saying, we're going to start these cruises up safely. There's going to be a lot of safety protocols on board. There's going to be social distancing. There's going to be mask wearing policies. There's going to be vaccinated only. There's going to be testing involved, like we've been doing in North America since June. So when you start, you'll have 6 months of data to work with on what works and what doesn't work, because North America's been doing it since June and Europe's been doing it since before then. And so just come out and say there's going to be all these protocols in place is kind of redundant, because that's what we're doing now. Those are in place all over the world. It's not like you're inventing anything new. So I guess some talk is better than no talk when it comes to the cruising industry in Australia. I really do hope that they get some kind of plan in place. I know the cruise lines have been asking, and the politicians there just seem disinterested, completely disinterested in anything to do with cruising, because of just how much they goofed up at the beginning of this pandemic when it came to the cruise ships. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.